Academy, a place for mathematics and science. Dear students, you all know that in the last class we were discussing the chapter electricity. Now let's go for continuing this. And before going to today's class, just we shall recall some important point what we discussed in the last class. We focused on two important factors, right? One is electric resistance and second one is factors on which electric resistance depends. Okay, now just we shall recall the important information with respect to this. You all know that when the electrons will flow in the conductor, we say that current is constituted in that. But in that conductor, there will be some opposition for the flow of electrons. This is the property of every conductor. We call this property as an electric resistance, right? Hence, we define the electric resistance as the property of a conductor which opposes the flow of electrons through it. The property of a conductor which obstructs the flow of electrons through it is called an electric resistance. And electric resistance is denoted by the symbol capital R. Electric resistance can be found out by using the formula, that is R is equal to V by I. And even we have come to know the system of international unit of electric resistance. It is Ohm. And symbolic representation is, it is omega. You know that the word Ohm has been taken from a great scientist. He is George Simon Ohm. We have a culture in science that to honor our scientists, we will go for taking the part of their name as the unit of some physical quantities. And we also know the circuit symbol for electric resistor. And we just draw the zigzag lines like this. And this electric resistance, that is the opposite, the property of the conductor which opposes the flow of electrons, it depends on some factors. If you want to recall these factors, they are, one is the length of the conductor is responsible for varying the electric resistance. Is it not? The first one is length. But how it depends, how electric resistance depends on length of the conductor. It is directly proportional, is it not? Because as the length of the conductor increases, the electric resistance also increases, because electrons have to travel for a longer distance. Hence, oftenly they come across the opposition from the atoms present in the conductor. As the length of the conductor decreases, electric resistance also decreases. Hence, we write this as R is directly proportional to L. Second one, it is thickness of the conductor, nothing but area of cross section of the conductor, right? It is as the thickness of the conductor increases, electrons will get more space for their movement. They can flow easily and they experience the less electric or less opposition from the atoms. As a result of it, electric resistance decreases as the thickness increases. As the thickness increases, electric resistance decreases. As the thickness decreases, electric resistance increases, right? So we can write it is area of cross section of the conductor, and we can write R is inversely proportional to A. Next, third one, it is even the temperature of, very good, temperature of the conductor is responsible, because as the temperature increases, then atoms start vibrating little bit fast. Due to this, they will oppose the flow of electrons more than the normal temperature. Due to this, more vibration, they'll oppose the flow of electrons. As a result of it, electric resistance increases as the temperature increases. If the temperature decreases, automatically electric resistance decreases. Hence, we write this as R is directly proportional to T. Next, one more, fourth term, it is, you all know that arrangement of atoms is different from one metal to another metal. In some metals, they are packed very tightly, and in some metals, they are packed little bit loose, and in some other, still more loose will be there. As the arrangement of atoms is different from one material to another material, the opposition offered for the flow of electrons will also be different. From this, we concluded that electric resistance depends on the nature of material of the conductor. So this is fourth one. Fourth term, nature of material of the conductor. See that in the last class we focused on these two, resistance and the factors. Dear students, let me go for taking the formula to find out electric resistance. You also know that it has been derived from a law given by George Simon Ohm. It is Ohm's law, right? So from Ohm's law, we can write R is equal to V by I. And this equation will also represent the relationship among electric resistance, voltage, and current. I go for solving current. This is equal to V by R. So let me give you just some information regarding this equation. You all may be thinking that, sir, why you have solved I, that is electric current. Dear students, you all know that the flow of electrons depends on two important physical quantities. I mentioned those and also has been expressed as an equation, right? One is, see the electric current. It is directly proportional to voltage, because as the voltage increases, the electric resistance also increases. That is, I is directly proportional to V. Once I repeat, as voltage increases, the current flowing through the conductor also increases. As it decreases, current also decreases. Similarly, just observe, we have come to know electric resistance is responsible for the flow of electrons, which constitute electric current. Means electric current depends on electric resistance. As the electric resistance increases, what will be the current? Whether it increases or decreases. If electric resistance increases, which means that there will be more opposition for the flow of electrons. If there is more opposition, then current automatically decreases. Do remember, as electric resistance, here, right? I is inversely proportional to R. As electric resistance increases, current decreases. Reason, there will be more opposition for the flow of electrons. As electric resistance decreases, electric resistance is decreasing, which means that the electrons will experience less opposition. If they experience less opposition, then they can flow easily. If they flow easily, obviously current increases, right? So electric resistance decreases, then current increases. Dear students, you also know that the amount of current drawn by the electrical equipment is different from one to one. Is it not? Some electrical components will work by using small amount of current, but some will use more amount of electric current. Example, a bulb. it draws small amount of current, whereas TV, refrigerator, washing machine, they draw good more amount of electric current. Is it not? So, but you may be thinking that, and you also might have noticed that as you are learning about the chapter called electricity, all these electrical components, TV, refrigerator, electric oven, electric iron box, then electric bulb, all these are working with a potential difference of 220 volts. In our country, we are maintaining this potential difference, that is 220 volts. See that here in our what are the electrical equipments we are using in our home? They are drawing the different amount of electric current, but they are working between the same potential difference. Is it not? So from this, we can also notice that these electrical components can work with the same potential difference. It is because of one of the physical quantity which is responsible. Do you know what is the physical quantity? That is, as I said, practically sometimes we have to increase the current to make the component to work efficiently. Sometimes we have to decrease the flow of current to make them to work. But we cannot do that. This can be done by another physical quantity. This is the component which regulates. This is the component, not time. It is the component which regulates the flow of electric current, not fuse, not battery. It is the component which regulates electric current without changing potential difference. No, it is variable resistance. Variable resistance. Please do remember, once I repeat, the component which regulates the current in the circuit without changing voltage. Voltage remains same. Then it will change the current. It may increase the current or it may decrease the current. Then you all may be thinking that how is this possible? But voltage is, we know that current depends on voltage. But here voltage is same, then current should also be same. But without changing the voltage, another factor which is responsible for changing the current is, it is electric resistance. No? When you go for increasing the length or decreasing the length of the conductor, electric resistance changes. Thickness, when you vary the thickness of the conductor, electric resistance varies. As electric resistance varies, current also changes. Followed? So for this purpose, we go for using a device. That device is called a rheostat. Rheostat is a device which varies the current without changing the voltage. Then you all may be thinking that how is that possible? Dear students, the main function of this rheostat is changing the electric resistance so that current changes. How does it change the electric resistance? By increasing the length of the conductor or decreasing the length of the conductor in the circuit. Hope that you have understood. Once I repeat the term, the component which regulates, which varies the electric current in the circuit without changing the potential difference, it is variable resistance. Variable resistance. Please don't go for copying anything. Just keep on observing. Variable resistance. You also know the symbol that we circuit symbol to represent the electric variable resistance. It is we draw the circuit symbol like a resistor as it is changing the current without changing the voltage. It is to be represented like this. This is the circuit symbol of variable resistance. And to vary that resistance so the current can be changed. For this purpose, we use a device that is called, it is A rheostat. Rheostat. Rheostat is a device which changes the electric resistance. Nothing. If electric resistance changes, automatically current changes. It changes the electric. It changes the electric resistance without changing the voltage. Remember this. Okay. Now, dear students, I have given you just information, this much information by using this concept, electric resistance concept. Now, let me go for taking the factors on which electric resistance depends. In that, I'll take the last one. You know that arrangement of atoms is different from one metal to another metal. Therefore, there is difference in the opposition for the flow of electrons. Right? Now, I go for taking 3 wires. I go for taking 3 wires of unit length and unit area of cross section. Means same length and same thickness. Okay, here this is first one. I call it as silver. And let me take the second conductor of same length. And let us call it as copper. And one more, it is iron. Observe this. The length of these conductors is same, and their thickness, that is nothing but area of cross section, is also same. Hence, we can say that these are the conductors of unit length and unit area cross section. As I said, the arrangement of atoms is different from one metal to another metal. You know that in which of these three atoms are packed very tightly, either aluminum, copper, or iron. Very good, Pratham Raikar, you are right, it is iron. So that I'm representing like this. They are packed very closely, bit loose than this. It is silver or copper. In which of these two metals? The very good, copper. So let me show you the arrangement of electrons like this. I think you can notice the difference in the arrangement. Only for comparison purpose, I am showing the arrangement of atoms like this. Whereas in case of silver, on comparing with the copper and iron, they are packed loosely. Let me show you the arrangement of atoms. Look, and from this, you can notice that in which of these electrons can flow easily. Either silver, copper, or iron. It is silver. Very good. It is silver because as they are packed loosely, they get more space for their movement. As a result of it, there will be less opposition. Hence, electric resistance decreases in case of silver. As electric resistance decreases, current increases. So there will be more amount of electric current in case of silver than copper, than iron. So from this information, you can come to know that the resisting power, nothing but opposition for power of opposition for the flow of electrons is different from 1 to 1. And every metal has its own resisting power. Resisting power means capacity to oppose the flow of electrons. It is different from 1 to 1. And this measure of resisting power of a material, the measure of resisting power of a material is termed as
Resistivity.
very good. It is called resistivity. Resistivity.
Resistivity.
Just observe resistivity. It is resistivity. It is just like a comparison word with respect to electric resistance. When you think that it is a copper, from here to here, the same type of arrangement of atoms will be present, and the same type of electric resistance. Whereas this is different in case of other metals. We can say that every metal has its own power to oppose the flow of electrons, and this is to be termed as electrical resistivity or electric resistivity.
Doubt, sir.
I'm not
Doubt.
coming from the definition, just I've been giving you the meaning of resistivity. The measure of resisting power. How strong a metal opposes the flow of electrons. How weak the metal opposes the flow of electrons is termed as resistivity. Got it? Hope that you have understood.
Sir, doubt,
Yes,
sir.
The measure of resisting power of a metal. The measure of resisting power of a metal is called resistivity. Nothing but how strong or how weak a metal opposes the flow of electrons. So resistivity is different from one metal to another metal. Just by observing this figure, could you tell what is the factor on which this resistivity depends?
Atoms.
Why each and every metal has its own resistivity? Yes. Vishnu, it is
arrangement
not
of
law.
atoms. Sir.
Very good, very good. So far I explained you. It is because arrangement of atoms is different from one metal to another metal. Hence, there will be difference in the opposition for the flow of electrons. Clear? But irrespective of length and thickness of one particular wire, it has its own resistivity. Means when you may go for taking a copper, any 3 to 4 copper wires are taken. One is very long and another one is short. One is much thicker and another one is very thin. Will there be any difference in the arrangement of atoms in these 4 copper wires?
No, sir.
No, sir.
It will be same.
Same.
Arrangement of atoms will be same. Therefore, resisting power of the longer wire, shorter wire, thinner wire, or thicker wire, it is same. And we call this as resistivity. Hope that you all have understood.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
dear
sir.
student, just I introduced the physical quantity called resistivity. Let us get the more information about resistivity. Here,
Sir, doubt, sir. Doubt. Sir,
you
doubt,
all
sir.
know that,
Sir, doubt.
yes,
Sir, if we mix the three metals, what will be the resistance?
it is alloy. It is called an alloy. You'll come to know about that later. Soon after this only, I'll go for giving you that information. Okay, let me clarify you first. If he is telling that if more number of metals are mixed, what will be the resistivity? Obviously, as there will be difference in the resistivity of the metals, then the net resistivity of the alloy will be different from these components. I'll give you more information that also. Now, first, let's focus on this resistivity concept. Okay, dear students, you all know that resistance of a conductor depends on its length as well as area of cross section. So we can write that as R is directly proportional to L. I call this as statement 1. Similarly, R is inversely proportional to area of cross section. Let us call this as statement 2. From this statement, from statements 1 and 2, we can write R is proportional to L by A. Hope that you're all understanding it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. R is proportional to L by A. Observe it. Here L is in the numerator, A is in the denominator. We have written the same. We have proportional. To remove this proportional, what we'll do?
Proportionality constant.
Constant.
Very good. We will go for assuming the proportionality constant. Here, so I'll do the same. R is equal to, it is this symbol, L by A. This symbol, it is proportionality constant. Do you know what is that symbol? This is
Sir, what does P denote, sir?
rho, RHO. Here RHO. That is the symbol of rho. You are very familiar with Greek letters like alpha, beta, gamma, theta, zeta, delta, iota, epsilon. There exists similarly rho. So many are there. Just I have given you the information which is familiar to you. This is one of the Greek letter. It is rho. Here, this Greek letter is used as a proportionality constant. Here, right. Here, rho is a proportionality constant, and we take this proportionality constant as resistivity or electric resistivity. So R is equal to rho into L by A, and rho can be written as, rho is solved as cross multiply A, R into A by L. Rho is equal to R into A by L. This is the formula used to find out the resistivity of a conductor. Hope that you have understood. And this is the derivation of resistivity. In the examination, they may ask you the question that define resistivity. Then, second sub-question, derive the formula to find out resistivity of a conductor. And third one, mention its SI unit. Let's go for answering one by one. So, this is the derivation. In derivation is so simple. First, we take electric resistance is directly proportional to length of the conductor. Second one, electric resistance is inversely proportional to area of cross section. So from statements 1 and 2, we write R is proportional to L by A. And to remove proportional, we assume the proportionality constant, that is rho. Now it can be written as rho into L by A, and rho where rho is electric resistivity. Let us solve this. Rho is equal to R into A by L. Hope that you have understood. This is the formula you must remember. Afterwards, I'll make you to write also. Now, look here. Let us find out the SI unit of resistivity. Use the formula. Just use it. Vishut, you are right. Just look here. Here, you all know that we have some physical quantity. This is electric resistance. Its SI unit is ohm. A is area of cross section of the conductor. Unit of area is SI unit of area.
Q.
Square.
It is
Square.
meter square. And next L, that is length.
Meter, sir.
It
Meter.
is
Meter.
only meter. Just observe meter. Get cancelled. And the remainder part,
Ohmmeter.
it is ohm meter. Ohm meter is the SI unit of electric resistivity. Followed? Hope that you have understood.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Student, we know that we consider electric resistivity of the conductors of unit length and unit area of cross section. You take different different conductors of same length and same thickness, then you will go for comparing their resistance. That is nothing but electric resistivity. Here, let us go for taking unit length and unit area of cross section. Then, look at unit length. Let us take 1 meter. Unit area 1 meter square. When you substitute 1 in place of A, 1 in place of A, what it will be?
1, sir.
1, sir.
Here in this formula, I am going to substitute 1 unit in place of area of cross section, 1 unit in place of length. Then what will be that formula?
1 hour.
Rho is equal to, very good, 1 hour. It is R. Means we can say that resistivity is nothing but resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. So if the definition is asked, you have to write like this. Definition for resistivity is, resistivity is defined as the resistance of a conductor. It is nothing but resistance only. Resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. Resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section is called resistivity. One question. Second one, derivation. We have derived. Third one, SI, ohm meter. These three are important questions. Please do remember. Dear students, I'll give you some more information regarding. Please don't go for copying Mohtashim. Don't copy. Afterwards, I'll write. Just I'm going to finish off the concept called resistivity. Just keep observing. Still, I'll be continuing the information regarding resistivity. So here, resistivity is nothing but the resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. That means if area is 1 unit square or 1 meter square, then area is 1 unit, then length is 1 unit, then you can write rho is equal to R. So do remember this one. Then further information with respect to resistivity. This resistivity is different from one material to another material. We know that whether they may be the alloys or maybe the metals, both are conductors, right? They conduct electricity, and these have some range of resistivity. Look, again, a student asked a question regarding the alloy. Just I'll give you information regarding alloy. Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals. Alloy is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals. You can take an example like nichrome. Nichrome and its constituent metals are nickel,
Nickel, chromium,
manganese, and
manganese, and Fe.
mixture of many metals, but it should be homogeneous. Remember that. And it has some constituent metal, just I have told. In general, the resistivity of these alloys and the metals, nothing but conductors, are to be expressed in range. The range of resistivity of alloys and conductors it is 10 raised to the power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ohm meter. This is the range of resistivity. Range of resistivity of metals or alloys, nothing but conductors or alloy. 10 raised to the power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ohm meter. Whereas insulators for insulators, this range will be different. Dear students, just one simple question will be asked to you. That is, what will be the electric current as the resistivity increases? Whether current
Decreases,
increases or decreases?
decreases, sir.
Decreases, sir.
My question is very simple. Please listen carefully.
Decreases.
Resistivity is nothing but electric resistance, right? Of unit length and unit area of cross section. As the resistance increases, current, what happens to the current? Current decreases.
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 As resistance decreases, current increases.
Increases.
Means, what will be the current flowing in the conductor as the resistivity increases?
Decreases, sir.
Decreases, sir. And
Current also
decreases.
decreases, right? As resistivity increases, resistance increases. As resistance increases, current increases. Therefore, please listen carefully. As the resistivity of a conductor increases, current decreases, right? Hope that it is clear to you.
Sir,
I got confused.
How resistance
explain, sir.
increases means current will also increase, sir.
Current, when a resistance increases, current decreases. Is it not? Dear students, once I repeat, please listen carefully. You all know that resistance and current depends on electric resistance. As resistance increases, means there will be more opposition for the flow of electrons. Hence, current decreases, right? As electric resistance increases, current decreases. Next, resistivity is nothing but a resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. As the resistivity increases, electric resistance increases, then current decreases, right? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
As the resistivity decreases, current
Increases.
increases. Now, you tell, what will be the resistivity of the insulator? Will it be more
High
than the
resistance.
High,
alloys,
sir. High.
more than the alloys or less than the alloys?
More than alloys,
More
sir.
than
The
alloys.
eyes.
More than
Alloys.
alloys,
It is
sir.
high. So, the range of resistivity of insulators can be written as it is 10 raised to the power 12 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power 70 ohm meter. Remember this, even this range was asked in the examination as well. Afterwards, I'll make you to write. Look at it. The range of resistivity of metals and alloys is 10 raised to the power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power minus 6
Yeah,
ohm
the class
insulator. The range of resistivity of insulator is 10 raised to the power 12 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power 70 ohm meter. Now, dear students, you all know that alloys are the homogeneous mixture of metals. Alloys are homogeneous mixture of metals. You just compare the resistivity of alloys and metals. nothing but conductor. Vilas, yes, please, no need to go for writing. Afterwards, I'll make you to write. First, understand the concept. Let's go for comparing the resistivity of alloys and metals. Whether alloys will be more or metals will be more.
Alloy, sir.
Very good, very good. Vijayalakshmi, you are right. Riker, you are right. Yes, you are right. The resistivity of alloys is greater than resistivity of its constituent metals. Dear students, because of this high resistivity of alloys and metals, some metals, we will go for using these for different purposes. When you go for using or recalling the electrical heating devices like electric oven, electric iron box, in that filament is used. What is that filament? It is nicro, right? In most of the electrical heating devices, which mean the devices which work on heating effect of electric current, in most of the electrical heating devices, alloys are used as filament. Do you know the reason for this? What is the reason for using alloys as filament in most of the electrical heating devices? Very simple. If in the electrical heating devices, heat has to be generated. If heat has to be generated, there must be more collision, more friction between the atoms and electrons. If it is to be achieved, the resistance should be more. If the resistance has to be more, resistivity will also be more or high, right? So usually alloys have high electric resistivity, therefore they are used in electrical heating devices as a filament. Not only this, one more reason is there. That reason is whatever when you go for taking a nicro, which is to be used in electric iron box, as soon as the heat is passed, it gets hot, right? It gets hot because it has high electric resistivity. Because of that hotness, will it get burned? Will it get burned?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No. Why? Reason
Alloys
is
does not oxide, sir.
alloys do not get oxidized even at a high temperature. Just temperature itru kuda, so they won't get oxidized. That means they won't catch the fire. So these are the two reasons why we go for using alloys as filament in most of the electrical heating devices. One is they have high electric resistivity. Second one is they do not get oxidized even at high temperature. Next, another one. You also know that one of the conductor which is used as a filament in electric bulb, it is
Tungsten.
Tungsten, sir.
Do you know the reason for using tungsten in the bulb? There are two reasons. One is it has also high electric resistance, nothing but high resistivity. And second one is its melting point is high. Once I repeat, it has high electric resistance and high melting point. These are the two reasons why we go for using tungsten as a filament in electric bulb. Next, another one. We know that the conductors are having the less electrical resistivity, right? Conductors. I will tell the range of 10 raised to the power minus 8 ohm meter to 10 raised to the power minus 6 ohm meter. As a result of it, these are to be used as conducting wires. Do you know the conductors are the wires which are used for domestic wiring? When the wiring is made in the newly constructed house, you might have observed that. What kind of wire is used? Will they go for using gold wire, silver wire, copper wire,
Copper.
aluminum
Copper
wire,
wire,
iron wire?
Copper wire.
Copper. Very good. Copper wire is used. And another one, you might have noticed that electric poles and the wires are to be connected from one electric pole to another electric pole. They are called high tension wires. They are made up of a metal. Do you know what is that metal?
Aluminium.
aluminum.
Aluminium. Very good. Aluminium. So aluminium and copper, these two are used for domestic wiring. Of course, silver is a best conductor of electricity, but we will not go for using them. The reason is it is very costly. Whereas copper and aluminium are reasonable, hence they are used as used for domestic wiring. Got it? They have less electrical resistivity and nothing but they are good conductors of electricity, and they are available in low cost. So these are the two reasons why we go for using aluminum and copper as domestic wire for domestic wiring. Clear?
Sir.
Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
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 Dear student, it's about resistivity concept. Now I'll go for making you to write the information regarding resistivity concept. Then afterwards, we'll move on to some important numerical problems on electric resistance and resistance. Yes. Now you have to start writing with me. Quick as possible. Right. Gold is not a good conductor. Gold is not a good conductor. It's a soft metal. It is one of the soft metal. But whereas silver is a good conductor of electricity. Yes, right. In node, yesterday you had copied the factors on which electric resistance depends. Now go for writing the further information. You all know that by Ohm's law, please write with me, don't be lagging anywhere else. By Ohm's law, we write R is equal to V by I. Then I is equal to V by R. And with respect to this, I is directly proportional to V. Then, as you just go for marking this, as voltage increases, current increases. As voltage decreases, current also decreases. Next point, it is I is inversely proportional to electric resistance. As resistance increases, current decreases. As resistance decreases, current increases. Instead of making you to write in the sentence, just with the symbol only I've been showing. Next, below that, you write variable resistance, side heading. Variable resistance. Variable resistance. You know that it is. What is this? The component which regulates the current without changing the voltage is known as variable resistance. Right. The component that regulates regulates the current, nothing but which controls the current, the component that regulates the current, without changing the voltage, without changing the voltage, is called variable resistance. Variable resistance. It's called variable resistance. Write its circuit symbol. CKD, short form. Circuit symbol. It is. Draw this. This is the symbol of resistor as it is to be varied. We can show arrow mark like this. This is the circuit symbol of variable resistance. Next, without changing the voltage, if you want to change the current, obviously resistance has to be changed. If the resistance has to be changed, then either there must be change in the thickness or the length. But length can be changed by using a device that is called a rheostat. Right? Rheostat. Rheostat. It is a device. It is a device which changes the resistance. Nothing but current. If resistance changes, obviously current changes, which changes the resistance by increasing or decreasing the length of the conductor, which changes the resistance by varying the length of the conductor. Length of the conductor is called, length of the conductor. Hope that you have written. Next. Shall I give the information regarding resistivity?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Okay.
Sir, wait, sir.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Sorry for the disturbance. So I am not getting some students present here. Sriram, Kundan, Rahul, Pranati Y, Redmi Note 9, Sumedvi Achar, Sachin K, Govardhan, Tejas SV. So these are the people, they are not ready to turn on their video. We are not getting anything about them. Sir, we are reminding you, sir. So this students,
Sir, my video is on, sir.
I'm not getting you. I'm sorry to say this.
Sir, I'm Rahul Palati.
Tejas B, where are you? Don't show fan. We are not able to see your fan. We are not observing your fan. Sumant BV, turn your screen. So please continue, sir. Sorry.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Sriram, it is final warning for you. I've been observing you right from the beginning. I'll talk to your parent. Even I have also observed you. Sriram, particularly Sriram. Definitely you will be removed from my class. This is last warning for you. Observe. Okay, now you're right regarding the resistivity. Right. Resistivity. Just once you recall the definition of resistivity, to me, it is nothing but resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section. Right. Meaning is different from definition. Now, first I'll give you the definition, right? Resistivity, or even you can write electric resistivity, right? The resistance of a conductor, the resistance of a conductor, the resistance of a conductor of unit length, and unit area of cross section. Unit area of cross section is called electric resistivity. It's called electric resistivity. Please put star mark for this. Double star mark. Definition can be asked. The resistance of a conductor of unit length and unit area of cross section is called electric resistivity. And just below that, you write the meaning. Meaning is, hope that you have understood the meaning of this. It is the measure of resisting power of a conductor, means how strong or how weak a component or a conductor offers electric resistance, right? Electric resistivity, that is rho, means resistivity means the measure of resisting power of a conductor. Resisting power of a conductor. Resistivity means the measure of resisting power of a conductor. Now I am going to give you another very important heading. Even it is to be asked in the examination as well. That is deriving the formula to calculate resistivity. Please write this heading as a question and put 3 star. Right? Derive. Write the side heading as a question. Derive the formula to calculate. Right? Derive the formula to calculate electric resistivity. Derive the formula to calculate electric resistivity. Okay. For derivation, we go for using 2 important physical quantities. Could you tell what are these? What are these?
Length and area of cross section.
Length and area of cross section. Yeah. Please write. Consider L is the length of conductor. In derivation, you have to give correct information. But earlier I had shown just only short for the explanation purpose. Now I am giving detailed information. Copy the same. L is the length of a conductor. Then A is the area of cross section of a conductor. Area of cross section of a conductor. Area of cross section of a conductor. Then, if it is a conductor, then will it be having some opposition for the flow of electrons?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What it is?
Resistivity.
Resistivity, sir.
Electric resistance.
Very good. Electric resistance. I think R is the electric resistance of a conductor. The electric resistance. Just give a right. R is an electric resistance or the electric resistance. Hope that you have written. Dear students, you all know that. What do you know with respect to the relationship between R and L?
R is
Direct
proportional
is
to L and R is inversely proportional to A.
Wait.
One by A.
Wait. Please answer to my question. Nikita Savanu. Nikita Savanu, you can tell the relationship between R and L. Or Naksha BD. Adya K. Bankapur. Tell the relationship between resistance and length of the conductor.
Length of the conductor and resistance is inversely proportional.
Means as length increases, the resistance decreases. Huh? What will be the resistance of a conductor as the length of the conductor increases? I've told you so many times. It is that as the length increases, electric resistance,
Also
electric
increases.
resistance also increases.
Increases, sir.
So we can write R is directly proportional to L. Please write it. Next, NM. What is the relationship between R and A?
R is inversely proportional to the A.
Right. R is inversely proportional to A. R is just, you can say, R is proportional to 1 by. Call it as statement 2. Next. Right. It is from 1 and 2. From statements, they are not equations. From the statements 1 and 2, we can write R is proportional to L by A. Please go on writing with me. Next, remove the proportional and add equals by assuming rho. R equal to rho into L by A. In bracket, you write rho. It is proportionality constant. Proportionality constant. And we call this proportionality constant as electric resistivity. Electric resistivity. Yes. Now you solve rho. Rho is equal to, on cross multiplying A, then it will be R into A, then L goes to the denominator by L. R into A by L is rho. Followed? So, hence the formula is derived. Hence the formula is derived. So these are the steps you must follow to derive the formula to calculate electric resistivity. Please do remember this formula. Rho is equal to R into A by L, where rho is electric resistivity, R is resistance of the conductor, L is length of the conductor, A is area of cross section of the conductor. Dear students, could you tell how do you find out area of cross section of the conductor? Would you like to recall any geometrical figure?
Cylinder, sir. Cylinder.
Cylinder. Area of cross section. On that day, I had given you one example that suppose
Area of circle.
Circle, sir. Circle.
Very good. Once I tell, rho is resistivity, R is electric resistance, L is length of the conductor, A is area of cross section. Imagine that you have taken a conductor like this, and you are going to cut into number of parts. Each part will be in the shape of circle. That is circular shape. It represents area of cross section. If you are going to find out area of cross section, it is nothing but, very good. So you are right. It is area of circle. Then what is carrot pieces? Sudarshan, you are right. Okay. What is the formula used to find out area of circle?
Pi r square.
Pi r square.
Yeah, just beside this only, you write A equal to pi r square. A equal to pi r square. Then what is the value of pi?
22 by 7.
22 by 7.
22 by 7. 3.1428.
Sir, 3.1428.
And please do remember, it will also be expressed in decimal form as Vishnu, you are right. It is 3.142857 bar. So, but for calculation purpose, we go for using just 2 digits in the decimal part.
3.14.
3.142 or just 2 digits enough. 3.14. It is approximate value. Hope that you have written.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us write the SI unit. SI unit of resistivity. SI unit. SI unit of resistivity. SI unit of resistivity. Yes, students, please listen to me. In the examination, if they ask you, write the SI unit of resistivity or mention the SI unit of resistivity, you will write directly like this. That is ohm meter. Don't copy. Ohm meter. And symbolically, it is to be written as omega M. But in the examination, this question has been twisted like this. It is find the SI unit of electric resistivity. Then how to find out the SI unit? Obviously, we have to use the formula. Yeah. Now, see, again, I've been reminding that if directly, what is the SI unit of resistance? You can write it directly as ohm meter. If they ask you to find, then you have to follow this step. Write the formula that we know to find out resistance. Please copy. Rho is equal to R into A by L. Rho equal to R into A by L. Then you all know that SI unit R. Please go and write it. SI unit R. R is ohm. That is resistance is ohm. Area is meter square. Length is meter. Next, write SI unit of rho, that is equal to, here we are finding that is R is ohm, A is meter square, length is M. Now M and square get cancelled. This is ohm meter. And you can also write in words like this, ohm meter. If they ask you to find, you will have to follow these steps. If they ask you to write it directly, you can write this. Next. Right. With respect to resistivity, some information. Let it be in no. First point. Range of resistivity. Range of resistivity of in that first one. Alloys. Range of resistivity of alloys. It is alloys. Even you can write conductors. Conductors will also be same. What is the range? It is 10 raised to the power
Minus 8 to minus
ohm meter to 10
minus
raised to
6.
the power minus 6 ohm meter. Next, second one, insulators. Insulators, the range of resistivity of insulators, it is 10 raised
10
to the
raised to
power
power 12.
ohm meter to 10 raised to
10
the
raised to
power
the power 17.
Minus 17.
70 ohm meter. Next, Nishka NM.
Yes, sir.
Compare the resistivity of alloy and its constituent constituent metals. What do you say? Resistivity of alloy and constituent metals, nothing but conductors. Whether resistivity of alloy is more than that of the metals or less than that of the metals.
Sir, resistivity of metals is more, sir.
Which one will oppose the flow of electrons maximum, whether alloys or metals?
Yes.
Alloy, Naglakshmi, you are right. Alloy is greater because alloy is a mixture of many metals. Yella combine ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಅದರದ್ದು resistivity ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It will oppose the electron to the oppose to the flow of electrons higher. Remember this. Resistivity of alloy is greater than metals. Resistivity of alloys is greater than metals. Next, you also know that in most of the electrical heating devices, we use alloys are used as filament. Two reasons, let me write the same. Right. Alloys are used as filament in electrical heating devices. Alloys are used as filament in most of the electrical heating devices. There are two reasons. I'll write both. One is alloys have high resistivity. Alloys have high resistivity. Second one, they do not get burned. They do not catch the fire. They do not get oxidized even at high temperature. Right. And alloys do not oxidize. Do not oxidize even at high temperature. Even at high temperature. High melting point as well. But this is where these 2 points are very important. They have high resistivity and they do not oxidize even at high temperature. Regarding tungsten, it is very familiar to you. Just I won't make you to write, and even the wires which are used for transmission, they are copper and aluminum. That is also very familiar. Now directly we shall move on to numerical problems, which are very important. Please write side heading numerical problems. Right.
Sir, side please.
So keep on writing with me. I've been giving you the explanation. I have been making you to write as well. So time is sufficient. Right. Numerical problems. Numerical problems. And whatever the problems I am going to give you in this part, all are important. So put 3-star mark. Put 3-star mark, and let's go for solving one by one. It is from the textbook only. Right. First one, how much current? See, these numerical problems are related to electric resistance and resistivity concept. In bracket, I'll write R and rho. How much current? How much current? An electric bulb. An electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb, electric bulb is 1200 ohm. Please observe. Go through the given statement once, and then let's go for writing the data that is given information. Riker, hope that you have copied this. Now, please start writing with me. See, how much current an electric bulb draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the bulb is 1200 volt. Dear students, whatever the electric bulb is going to be used in the circuit, how much potential difference it is maintaining?
220 volt.
220 volt.
220 volt.
Say, in your home, in my tuition center, say, the potential difference maintained is 220 volts. Within that, we are using different electrical components. Among these, here, one is bulb. Bulb has been used. So, right. Here, 220 volts is nothing but voltage is potential difference. Right. V is equal to 220 volts. If the resistance of the bulb is 1200 ohm, how interesting it is. 1200 ohm, that is the opposition offered for the flow of electrons by the electric bulb. Because if there is more opposition, the collision will be more. If due to collision between the electrons and atoms, the metal get heat up and it gives large amount of light. So here 1200 ohm, it is the resistance of the conductor. So we can write R is equal to 1200 ohm, and you are going to find out the amount of current drawn by the bulb. How much amount, how much current it will
I,
draw? That should be calculated.
I is equal to V by R.
Yes, sir. I is equal to V by R.
On what basis did you say?
Resistance
By the
formula.
Ohm's law, sir. Ohm's law. R is equal to V by I.
Yes, yes, very good.
Ohm's
Ohm's law.
Ohm's law. That must be mentioned, right? By Ohm's law. You may write either R is equal to V by I or I is equal to V by R directly. As we want current, I write I is equal to V by R, where voltage is 220 volts and resistance is 1200 ohms. Please write with me. Here 0, 0 get cancelled. Then you can cancel it by 2. 2 ones are ones are, then 2 6 are zeros are 11 by 60. And this is equal. Yes, you are right. 0.83.
1.8.
You can divide 11 by 60. It is not divisible. Take decimal. It will be 110. 60 ones are 60. You will get 50. Carry down. One more 0. 500. Then 6 8s are 40. 68s are 400.
0.18.
You get 20. Then it becomes 200. It is 3s are 0.1833 and so on. Approximately you can write just 0.18. 0.18. It is approximate value. Unit, kilometer, meter,
Ampere.
Ampere.
Ampere, sir.
Ampere.
yes, right. So this much of amount of electric current is drawn by an electric bulb. Next, second one. Dear students, second one. No, just I go for giving you the information by reading. Listen carefully. Don't go for copying. Instead, write the data directly. Okay?
Yes,
Is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So just you have to write data directly. The statement is like this. How much current will an electric heater coil draw from a 220 volt source if the resistance of the heater coil is 100 ohm? Hope that you are able to tell
V is
quickly.
equals to 220 volts.
No. I want direct answer. It's as it is very simple.
2.2, sir.
2.2, sir.
2.2, yeah.
That's all. Very good.
2.2 ampere.
2.2, sir.
2.0,
Here
sir.
we have used electric heater. In the previous problem, we had used electric bulb. But potential difference is same. That is 220 volts. Nikita, sound out.
Resistance
You are
is
right. Write the down. It is. Voltage is given. V is equal to 220 volts. Next, electric resistance. That is resistance offered by the electric heater. How much?
100.
100 ohms, sir.
100 ohm.
Ohmmeter.
You are going to find out current drawn by that electric heater. Calculation. Again, by Ohm's law. By Ohm's law. Right. It is I is equal to V by R. Substitute. See that 220 by 100. 1010 get cancelled. It is 22 by 10. 22 by 10 is nothing but 2.2. I hope that you have understood. Good. I is equal to 2.2 amps. And for this, write the conclusion because I have not given you the statement. Right. Therefore, the current, nothing but electric current, drawn by an electric heater coil and electric heater coil. Electric heater coil is 2.2 amps. 2.2 amps. Over.
Yes, sir.
Dear students, just I'll give you another statement. You must try to do that yourself. Right. It is also with respect to electric resistance. Write the statement. Very simple. The potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt. Second one, it is the potential difference, PD. The potential difference between.
Sir, third one, sir.
Third one, correct. Third one. The potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater, electric heater is 60 volts. 60 volts. When it draws a current of, 4 amps. 4 amps from the source. Full stop. What current will the heater draw? What current will the heater draw? If the potential difference is increased to 120 volts. Have you copied?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now first, let me give you the explanation regarding this. You can calculate that yourself. First, listen carefully. See, whether statement is nice or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it not interesting?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes. The
Yes,
reason
sir.
here, the electric heater is going to be connected in two different circuits with a different potential difference. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, once you go through. Potential difference between the terminals of an electric heater is 60 volt. 60 volt. When it draws a current of 4 amps from the source. Then, what current will the heater draw if the potential difference is increased to 120 volt? When the electric heater is
8
connected
amps.
in the potential
8 amps.
difference of, wait. In the potential difference of 60 volt. 60 volt potential difference irotra now connect ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ it draws 4 amps of electric current.
I is equals to 4.
The same electric heater is connected in 120 volts potential difference. How much current it will draw?
8 amps.
Students,
8 amps, sir.
wait. You have calculated. It's good only. Answer to my question. Here, could you tell which physical quantity remains same?
R, sir.
Potential
R.
difference, sir.
R.
Good. ಈಗ
R, sir.
ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ ಹೀಟರ್ ನ 60 ವೋಲ್ಟ್ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಶಿಯಲ್ ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಾದ್ರೂ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ 120, 180, 200 wherever you may connect, but the resistance offered by this electric heater will be same. Electric resistance same irutte, aden change enagoದಿಲ್ಲ. So now we have to find out electric resistance by using in the first case. First case alli you have to find out electric resistance. Then afterwards, using that electric resistance, go for finding the amount of current drawn by the heater when it is connected in 120 volts potential difference. Yes, please go for here. Data you can write. That is case 1. Case 1. It is voltage V is equal to 60 volt and I is equal to 4 amps. Directly go for calculation. Calculation, that is by Ohm's law. Ohm's law, R is equal to V by I. Then voltage is 60, current is 4 amps. Have you got same? R is equal to 12 ohm.
Sir, 15,
Sir,
sir,
15
65
ohms,
watt.
sir.
Very good, very good. Very good.
15, sir.
4, 1s are 4, 2 will remain, and 5. R equal to 50 ohm. Next, we got the resistance of the electric heater. Now we have to find out the current it draws when it is connected in 120 volts. Right, case 2. Case 2. Right. Resistance is known. R is equal to 15 ohm. And potential difference is known. It is 120 volts. Again, by Ohm's law. By Ohm's law, you can write, as we are going to find out current, I is equal to V by R, where V is 120, R is 50.
15.
How much you got?
8 amps.
8
8 amps.
8 amps.
8 amps.
I equal to 8 amps. Very simple. Look here. Copy this.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Listen, what will be the current as the voltage increases? What will be the current?
Current also.
Yes, sir.
Current also
Current
increases.
also
sir.
Increases.
Current also.
Observe here. Here, voltage is 60, current is 4 amps. Here, voltage is 120, current is 8 amps. As the voltage increases, current also increases. That you can verify just by recalling the statement. Okay. Dear students, today we have got good information, more amount of information regarding the resistivity, and is also very important concept in the examination point of view as well. Please do practice today itself without fail. Okay.
sir.
Okay, sir.
Whether this speed of teaching is comfortable for you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Day before yesterday, that is on Saturday, I went little bit slow, and even some student got less interest also. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Particularly at last, I understood. By observing your face, I understood. So that just today, I just increase the speed of teaching. Hope that it is very comfortable. If it is
Yes, sir.
comfortable,
Yes, sir.
let me continue the same in forthcoming days also.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
So I am reminding you,
Okay, thank you,
please
sir. Bye, sir.
follow today's concept today itself without fail.
Yes, sir.
Stop the class.
Thank you, sir.
Very much.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you, sir. Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Bye, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.